Well, hello there, and welcome to today's midday meditation. I am thrilled that you are here, that you've chosen to be here, because today we are going to talk about the mind, and in particular, the mind and the moon. So as you get settled into your comfortable seat, whether that be in your office chair, on your kitchen chair, on your bed, on your couch, wherever you are, even if you're driving, wherever you are, I'm glad that you're here, and we're just going to get settled in. So if it's safe to do so, as you get settled in today, I want you to close your eyes. Because as you get settled in, I want you to visualize a big, bright, shiny, radiant, full, glorious moon. Big, bright moon. And your view of the moon is absolutely perfect. You are in an environment where you can have this unobstructed view of the moon, or maybe just lightly, coming up behind the trees. It's a cloudless, star-full night. And you are bathing in that beautiful white radiance, that glow of the full moon. Okay, and with that image in your mind, I want you to get nice and comfortable in your seat. Really let your body be supported by that which is supporting you. Just feel yourself settling into that support. Let the bones rest on the muscles, which kind of melt. We release all that extra effort that we might be holding. And as you take a good few breaths, it's like you're breathing in that radiance of that glow of that full moon. You can feel it just entering into your body, that glorious, radiant glow. And as you exhale, you can feel that radiance just surrounding you like an aura, enveloping you in the space that you are in. So we just breathe in that light, exhale that radiance of that beautiful full moon. There. How's that for an image, eh? How is that for an image? And there is something so calming, isn't there, about the full moon? And cooling. Like that white glow is that soothing, cooling energy that calms. And in contrast to the sun, who the radiance is hot or heat and bright in a different way. Both are glorious. But the full moon is like that bathing in the light and the coolness. And it is often said that the moon and the mind are linked, are connected. You might know expressions, when things seem to be going a little nutty around you, where people are acting, a little out of the ordinary, or you feel like everybody is. The expression, "Oh, there must be a full moon," is widely known or often used. But the mind and the moon are linked in softer, gentler ways than that. The moon represents this clear, open, calm, radiant space in space. And it is like this beautiful field of potential. It is expansive. It is glowing. It is calm and calming. And maybe you notice as you continue to visualize the moon, right, that those are the qualities that come to mind, or the qualities that you, with a good kind of visualization, start to feel, start to experience. These are the things that we kind of associate with moon gazing or moon bathing. This is a beautiful experience when you are in the presence of a full moon, or when you are observing the full moon or watching the moon in the sky, and something that you can bring into your mind to experience that anytime. So meditating or visualizing the full moon is a wonderful practice to kind of calm the mind. But I want to share something just a little different for your contemplation today. I want you to, as you're visualizing that big full moon in the sky, and we think about these full moon events as special, right? Or observing the moon as special. You can see that big full moon in the sky, and it helps us sometimes remember, our place on Earth, looking at that big planet or big otherworldly presence, that on the occasion of the full moon, we get that, or can shift our perspective. It makes me think sometimes, that I'm just here on Earth, this little being on this big planet in the even bigger, vaster universe. And that idea, even that view of the full moon, sometimes resets or right sets my perspective. So we can see that or observe that possibly when we are looking at that full moon in the sky. And so every 2 weeks we have the opportunity to see another full moon. And in between those 2 points, the moon waxes or wanes, right? We get the full transition or full cycle of the moon in between those times, or at those points, where we see the crescent moon, the half moon, and all of those in between stages. Now, coming back to this thought about us here on the earth and that awe that we might have when we look at that full moon. And the calm or the clarity that represents. When we think about the fact that we can visualize that full moon in the sky every 2 weeks, but when I think about the moon as a planet, right? The moon itself doesn't change in between those points that we observe it as a full moon. The moon is always big, round, glowing as it reflects the light of the sun. It is always the same size, the same shape. So why is it that we only see the full moon every 2 weeks and other times a crescent or a half moon and all those in between stages? Well, it's not because the moon has changed. It's because our relationship on Earth has changed in relation to the moon. The reason that we see the phases of the moon is not because the moon is different, but because our position around it is different, right? The moon is always full. It's our perspective of it that changes. And so coming back to the mind, coming back to the correlation or the correlation I'm drawing here between the mind and the moon is that there seem to be points when our mind is also clear, is also calm, is also this field of open potential. And there are other times when it maybe is not so much. It might feel constricted. It might feel emotions. It might feel full of thoughts or things to do. It might be busy. It might be moving. It might have thoughts that are uncomfortable. It might have thoughts that are very comfortable, that you love being in. So if the mind is like the moon, is it that the nature of the mind changes? Or, like the moon, is it just perspective? Is it just perspective? And so just like when you sit and visualize the moon, whether it's a full moon in the sky that you're looking at or not, you can visualize the full moon and access those feelings of calm, of cool, of clarity, of radiance. It means that it is always there. is always there. It is within you. And just as sure as the moon is in space, just as sure as it is big and full and radiant and round, the nature of the mind, like the moon, is a clear, open, radiant space, the space upon which all that can be is and is created. So as we sit here in our comfortable seat and contemplate the moon, I want you to be confident, just as confident as you know that the moon is in space, that calm, that clarity that might feel elusive is always within you. It's only our perspective that shifts. And you can return to this place anytime if we just pause and remember. So I invite you to sit here in your comfortable stillness, maybe in your contemplation of the moon, or maybe just in calm for a good few more minutes after we end today's midday meditation. And until next time, I wish you all the calm, the clarity, the ease, the joy. Namaste.